This show is brought to you by our friends at bayphoto.com. Head over after the show to print something amazing. Be sure to check out their specials at bayphoto.com/specials.
Hi, I'm Luke Ayers, and today let's talk about the bare basics of light, all right, and how it works so that you can better control the light in your photography. Remember that photography itself, the word is light writing, okay? A lot of people would get confused and possibly thinking that the camera is so important to photography. But if you look back at the definition of the word photography, we're talking about light, all right? It's not cameratography. It's not cameraography. It's photography, okay? Camera is very much secondary to taking nice photos. The camera just records the light, okay? Yes, you need to know one or two controls and how to press the button to take photos and stuff like that. But forget about the camera, okay? Let's focus on what's most important to a great photo, the light, all right? Now, there's 4 ways you can control light, which I'm gonna go over here, okay? Very simple, very basic. I'm self-taught, so I need it to be simple, okay? And over the years, I've been told so many complicated things that just got me into a burrow of I give up, and I don't want that for you, so I've found ways to simplify them, and I'm sharing them with you here, okay? So first thing is, don't worry about your camera, okay? Don't worry about your camera. If you get good at light and using light, then you can use almost any camera and get great shots, because the camera is just recording what's there. If there was no light there, it doesn't matter if you have a $10 bajillion camera, it's gonna record a bad photo or no photo at all because you need light, okay? And the real art of photography and how to get good at photography is just understanding what the light's doing and how to control it and change it to get it making objects and people looking good. And then you just click the button on the camera and it captures that, okay? Let's talk about light now. Okay, so there's 4 ways to control light, okay? Maybe there's more, but I don't care about them. I found that just 4, in 10 years of professional experience, there's just 4 things you need to know about controlling light, okay? So light would have 4 parts to it, okay? And each of these parts can be controlled. I'm going to demonstrate using this little thing. I get away with using lots of household lights and light bulbs and stuff like that. I'm using this little thing, which is a bit of a professional light, simply because I can better show you right here, right now, these 4 ways to control light, okay? This will just make it simpler, okay? You don't need to use this, but it'll help me demonstrate things better. The first part to light is the brightness of the light, okay? If I turn this on for a second, can you go away? Good. The first part to light is brightness, okay? And you just want to, the first thing that when you have a light, you want to be able to control if that light is dim, dark, or if it is super bright, okay? The word exposure means how bright your photo is, okay? So being able to control how bright your light is will control your exposure in your camera, okay? All by itself, okay? So first thing is just brightness. It's just how bright, say you're looking at me right now, okay? How bright should this light be to get a correct exposure of my face, as in a correct brightness, okay? Now, different photographers might tell you different things here, all right? What I'm telling you right now is that there is no correct exposure for every photograph, okay? Correct exposure would just be not too bright and not too dark, okay? This light is doing things that it shouldn't be doing, and it's annoying me. Okay. So you don't, all right, this would be too bright, okay? And this would be too dark, okay? So finding the correct brightness of your light is finding the correct exposure for your photograph, okay? That's the first thing you should control with light, okay? Brightness can be controlled by either, if the light itself has a function on it where you can control, like a dimmer switch, a dimmer knob like this has, you can control the brightness of the thing. Another way to control brightness is just simply how far away it is from the object. If you've got something that's super bright and you cannot control and make it less bright, just move it a bit further away, okay? That's another way you can control it. Say you just have a light bulb and you cannot control, it does not have a dimmer. Move it a bit further away if you want it a bit darker, okay? That's controlling light number one, okay? Controlling light the way to control light in the second way is controlling color. The color of light, okay? Now there's two ways to control the color of light. First way, as in why this is so handy, this particular light, I can control the color of it by pressing a button. And you can just, you just decide what color of this light would make a photo of me right now look best. Should I have it slightly warmer? Should I have it slightly, I don't know. It depends on the effect you're going for. Do you want me to look scary? Like, okay, green, garish colors, okay? You know, blue. Am I going for a sci-fi look? Maybe use blue, okay? Pink, I don't know. I never use pink, all right? I'm not using pink. We'll just bypass pink for a second. If I was a woman, maybe I'd use pink. Red, you know? Choosing the color of your light is the second way you can control the light, okay? So you got brightness and you got color, okay? Good, I hope I'm not being too complicated. The third way you can control light is the direction of the light, okay? Now, let's just, how do I get back to normal on this? Good. The direction of the light can again determine the effect the light has on a person or object. Simply, like, just notice my face now. Okay, the light's if the light's like straight in front of my face, like a camera flash on a camera usually does, you will find that it lights up, okay, all my face. Let me make it a little bit dimmer. I don't care much for controls, I'm just trying to learn photography here. Good, so if the light was in front of my face, oh, for goodness sake, if the light was in front of my face, okay, it would light my face evenly, okay? Remember, light also includes shadows. If there's no light, there is shadow. In photography, it's the art of balancing the light and the shadow to create different effects. And the position, the direction your light is coming from can create these different effects. So this is like a pretty standard, you know, beauty look, okay? Oh, yes, my skin looks soft, blah, blah, blah. But then look how it changes. If I simply just move where this light is, I'm now moving it to the side, okay? Let me just delete this light for a second. I've got another light right here, which is lighting this video. You can see this is more of a side light right here, okay? So this side's in darkness, this side's lit up, okay? We can move or if you move and have it coming from the back, you will notice you get more of these cool effects, like the light just glinting off the side of my head. It shows more of the shape of the body, you know? This is another way. Try it, like you have 360 spherical degrees of where you can place your light. So literally, it's experimentation, it's practice. You need to get a light and practice, okay? And you will start to notice, what specific area does that make me look better or worse from? And then again, you can create dramatic effects, like putting it underneath creates this horror film effect, you see? You know, putting it above gets a bit of a Godfather look, okay? All right, so that's the third way you can control light, simply the direction, okay? Now, so that's 3 of the controls. The brightness of your light, the color of your light, and the direction of your light. The fourth and last one, which is usually what everyone in photography is talking about, and they just completely skip the basics. The fourth one is this thing about whether a light is hard or soft. There's 2 kinds of light. It's hard light and soft light, okay? Hard light, and the difference between hard and soft light is actually not the light at all, but the shadows that it creates will determine whether a light source is hard or soft. Now, let's just get this one out again. This little fella right here would be an example of a hard light source. If I place it at this angle here, which really shows it off, you will notice that the shadows on my face look very defined, very strong, very exact lines, all right? And that can look good or bad depending on what you're photographing, okay? If you're outside on a sunny day, the sunshine on a clear day creates this hard light effect, which is actually, in most cases, ugly. It is ugly, okay? Especially in people photos, okay? But now, the other type of light is called soft light. Now, if I just turn this off for a second. The light which is lighting this video and has been lighting me the whole time is a soft light, and you can notice it in the shadows on my face. You'll notice that the shadows here, there is a shadow, of course, but the style of this shadow is soft. It's more appealing. It's more lovely, okay? That's because I literally have this massive thing sitting right here, just off camera. I don't show you this because otherwise I look like an idiot. But this is a big, what is called a soft box, okay? Now, this is basically a big sheet, all right? It's like a big shower curtain, okay? And behind, on the other side of the shower curtain, is actually just another one of these, okay? Exact same thing as this. I have two of these. One of them's in my hand, and the other one's right behind here. Now, why, if they're the exact same light, why is this one soft and this one is hard? It's because I've placed it inside this thing called a soft box, which is basically a big box with this big shower curtain on the front of it. And what it's doing is, you'll notice that this material here, it's sort of see-through, okay? It's not just a white piece of paper, it is sort of see-through. What this is doing is it's changing this little stick into what appears to be a big wall of light. And that's how you change hard light into soft light. Hard light comes from a small light source. Soft light comes from a large light source. So as a photographer, if you buy yourself a soft box, you can convert or change a small light source, such as an LED light or a flash or whatever you're using, and you can turn it from a tiny little light bulb into a big wall. And because this is so physically large, it spreads out the light. And what happens visually on my face when you spread out the light is it softens the shadows. And that's how you get beautiful soft light. The exact same thing happens in the natural world on an overcast day. If there's clouds in the sky, the sun goes through the clouds and the clouds act as a big soft box. It spreads out the light all over the landscape. And then on an overcast day, you may notice that people photos on an overcast day actually their skin looks better, their faces look better, because you've got this massive soft box above their heads. Okay, and that's all it is. Small, condensed light sources create hard light. Big, wide, spread out light sources create soft light. That's your 4 controls. Let me just make this disappear again so you think I'm a professional. That's the 4 ways you can control light, friends. Okay? Brightness, color, direction of the light, and whether it is hard or soft. And you have just learnt a year's worth of photography school right here, because that is it, super simplified. Okay? You're welcome. Follow me for more. I love to help you. I love to help people. I was self-taught. I knew nothing, and I just wanted someone to just say, hey man, here it is. It's quite simple. You do ba-ba-ba. So here I am now conveying this information to you, and I love to do it. So let me know if you need help. I'm Luke Ayers. All the best.
Please subscribe and enable the bell so you don't miss any of our new shows. like the video, and please share it and leave your comments. I love hearing from you. And remember to get out and capture your own images of life.